Coach Phipps, it is championship season time, Pac-12 Championships. Let's start first with discussing you already have a Pac-12 champion in the Cougar fold.
Yeah, that was an exciting weekend to have Alyssa Brooks-Johnson come back and win her second Pac-12 championship in the heptathlon. Was absolutely incredible. A little bit of bittersweet, you know. We were 1-2 going into day two, and Liz Harper ran into a little bit of issues, and then stripped up and fell on the 800, which obviously doesn't bode well for scoring points. But she battled really well. I was really impressed with just the way she competed the whole weekend, and definitely not to take anything away from Alyssa Brooks-Johnson, who was absolutely fantastic the whole weekend.
Do you think Alyssa's back to her peak performance level?
She's really getting there. She's, I think, at a really good point in her fitness and a really good point in her training, in that everything's progressing. Every week things get better. Every week things start to click just a little bit more. And I'm really excited because I think at the NCAA Championship, rather than hanging on to a long season, she's going to be really at her best.
That's exciting to look forward to. Let's stay with the women's team going into the Pac-12 Championships. What are the strengths, the areas of strengths that you see in the women's team that we'll see over the weekend?
Well, I think we carry over two of our strengths from the multi-event with Liz Harper and Alyssa Brooks-Johnson. But we have a number of other areas, I think, that we're very, very strong. In the high jump and triple jump, led by Kiana Davis, are two of our strong areas. Javelin, which I believe our women's squad is one of the top couple in the nation, actually. And then Reagan Gaffney in the 100 has just been absolutely incredible all year long. And we've got a number of other people that are in great position to score, but those are some of the highlights for sure.
Let's talk a little bit about the men's team now. I know that you're going to say the hurdles are probably your strength. And let's start with CJ Allen, senior, looking to get hopefully his third Pac-12 championship in the 400-meter hurdles, which most people say the most difficult track event there is.
Yeah, it is certainly one of the toughest, if not the toughest. And for someone to be in a position to win 3 Pac-12 championships is absolutely incredible. And speaking the way I spoke about Alyssa, I think the same can be said about CJ. We really planned our season around the NCAA championships this year, so no longer just attempting to get there, but really wanting to be a major factor once he gets to the NCAA final. So he's in a great position, in great shape. Really excited to see him compete this weekend. And he does lead a pretty strong hurdle contingent, primarily in the sprint hurdles. We have 4 in the sprint hurdles, and I think they go back and forth with our squad rankings with our hammer throwers, who are having an absolutely incredible season. And I think we could have 4 guys scoring the hammer as well.
Talk a little bit about those sprint hurdlers, led by a freshman.
Yeah, Sam Brixey, hit the ground running, right off the bat. Very first meet, very first time over 42-inch hurdles in a competition, and just has never stopped. He's been fantastic, and their leader, along with CJ, is Abu Kamara, who's having a great season as well, and just getting all 4 and 5 and sometimes 6 with Ian Markham when he was training with the group has been absolutely incredible. The environment, the enthusiasm, the work that's being put in is really neat to watch.
I see Sam toe the line, and I never see a freshman. He never has any look of doubt or fear. He's a very confident competitor. Does that help?
It does. He gets nervous like anybody else, but it really never shows once he steps on the line. And yeah, he's developed a great sense of confidence that I think comes with his training. He's battling some great competitors every day in practice, and I think that really helps with his confidence. So when he gets to a race, it's no different than practice for him.
Let's talk about the big boys. Let's talk about the hammer throwers. Brock Eager, Travis Pickett probably can go 1-2 in the conference. Are you happy with their progression this season?
Yeah, they're a lot of fun to watch. Great group of guys, work very hard, very enthusiastic, very exciting to watch at the meets, and they've done a great job. And the depth just doesn't stop there. With Wyatt and Amani really coming along well. Again, look to hope for 4 to score, and then we've got Adam who threw a huge PR in the discus just last week to help in some of the other throwing events as well.
Yeah, his marks ranked 4th this week in the Pac-12.
Yeah, it's incredible. And we've got a couple of good javelin throwers, and Jake is throwing well, and the shot put. Our throwers are really having a great season.
Do you think that the majority of the Pac-12 concentrates on the middle distance and the distance areas because there are so many schools that are so strong in those areas?
Yeah, and I think that's definitely the strength in the Pac-12. When you look at the rankings in the 5K or the 10K or the 1500, you're almost looking at the national list, which is incredible on both the men's and women's side. And then you start looking at the other events. Oh, maybe they won't be quite as competitive. And then, over the years, you've got NCAA champions in absolutely every event, national leaders in every event. So there's no cheap points for sure in the Pac-12, which is awesome. And it's such an incredible meet, to be at. And we're excited about competing hard, competing well, and really showing what this group is capable of.
Well, the Cougars have a slight advantage because the prediction is not great weather, which we got to train in for most of the spring.
Yeah, I believe so. This group is really unfazed by any of that. They're used to training in it. A lot of our meets have been in those conditions as well. It's not to say we wouldn't like it to be slightly better conditions, but yeah, this group that's definitely not going to be an excuse. It's not going to play a factor in how we perform.
Live TV, Pac-12 Network, first time in the history of the Track and Field Championships, Sunday afternoon. We'll do the last, I think, 2 or 3 hours live on the Pac-12 Network. So that'll be exciting for the fans to actually get to see a track championship.
Oh, I know. And for live track and field just doesn't happen too often. The Pac-12 has really been a forerunner in getting that going. And, I think a lot of it started actually with a dual meet between UCLA and WSU a couple of years ago. But to have the Pac-12 Championship, such an amazing meet, world-class athletes being televised live, I think is very deserving, and it's very exciting.
And the majority of these announcers also announced the WSU University of Washington dual meet just a couple of weeks ago. So I know that they're already impressed by the Cougars.
Yeah, there is, I think a familiarity with the announcers for the Pac-12 and definitely our squad, and I think they've seen us compete hard, and I think we're going to demonstrate that again this weekend.
All right, well, good luck to the Cougars this weekend.
Thank you so much, and go Cougs.